Okay, ladies and gentlemen, Paul Chamberlain, the Air Force guy, RV extraordinaire, coming in today to talk to you about how to properly use your automatic switchover on, this could be for your fifth wheel, it could be for your travel trailer. Setup is a little bit different in your fifth wheel, but the process is the same. For more, if you have any questions on how this operates, feel free to reach out to me. My contact information is down below. But let me get on and show you how this works, and you'll be much happier doing it the right way. So, the important thing you must remember is on your tanks, you have a automatic switchover in the back with a lever. And that lever is what you're supposed to be pointing to one particular tank. Let me show you what I'm talking about. So this is typically on the back side of your tanks, and this is for protection. I know some people might turn it to the front, but from a road hazard standpoint, it's on the back. This lever here, this is the one I'm talking about. You want to have this pointing to one of your tanks. Now that you have that pointing to a tank, what you want to do is you want to open this tank first, and then you open your other tank second. And the reason for that is this system back here is utilizing what tank you're utilizing. It's monitoring the tank that you're opening first. It does not dictate what tank the propane is coming from. So for instance, if you were to have it pointing to this tank here and you open this tank first, it's drawing from this tank. Now, it will automatically switch over to this tank second once that tank goes empty if you open this tank as well. There's where the problem lies, because you're not going to know that this tank went empty, so you're going to find out in the middle of the night when the furnace goes off, this tank's going to be out. So here's the way you work. Turn this one on, open this tank, then you open this tank. Now what you want to do after you do that, you want to go inside and make sure that you light your burners on your cooktop. You want to make sure that you bleed the air out of the LP lines. And do that before you turn on any propane appliances. As a matter of fact, I will list down below how to operate your water heater, how to operate your refrigerator, how to operate your furnace, so that you have an idea what I'm talking about. You want to make sure that you bleed those lines, because those are automatic lit appliances, and the less mishaps you have or misfires, the longer that appliance is going to last. So now what you're going to do is, after every trip, what you're going to do is you're going to be looking back here to seeing if indeed the tank is empty. And then this is what you'll see. Okay, so when you see that the bottle has gone red, that means that this bottle is empty. So all you're going to do is you're going to take this, turn it to the other tank, and now you see it goes back to green. You never lost LP, but that's how you're going to identify the tank that you're utilizing. So basically what that was showing is I have this tank is already empty, and I've switched it over to this tank. It's drawing from this tank. Now I didn't know that that tank went empty until I looked at the gauge. It actually turns out that I have a bad hose on there, so I'll be replacing that here next week. But anyway, so now I'm going to be on this tank here. Now here's the reason why you want to do it in the direction I'm talking about. Some people tell you to take this lever and put it in the middle to draw from both tanks. That's true. It's going to draw from both tanks, but it draws from the first tank that you open. You'll have no idea if you're doing it that way what tank is empty, what tank is full, because it's drawing from the first tank you open, and you're going to have no gauge at that point. So what's happening is that tank, let's say that tank went empty in the middle of the night and I had the furnace on. Well, I didn't know that that tank went empty because my furnace continued to run. If you do it like some of the other people tell you, just open one tank, and when that tank gets empty, you're going to know because your appliances aren't going to work. Well, if you're running your refrigerator, you're going to know when you have a check light. Or if you're running your furnace, you're going to know because your furnace went out. Now you got to come out, you got to open your other tank again. Now you got to go in, bleed the lines at your stovetop to start those appliances all over. So you don't want that. Let's make it easy on you. Camping's supposed to be fun. So you just do it this way. You point it at the tank. When it goes empty, switch it over there. As you go home, fill that tank, put it back on there, and leave it on the other tank. You always want the full tank as your backup. Now, you can get You have gauges you can put on the tops of here. You can take real hot water, put it on the tank, down the tank, and you will be able to see a little frost line of how much LP is in your tank. So hopefully that helped you out. Again, Paul Chamberlain, the Air Force guy, RV extraordinaire, coming back at you, and hope you learned something here today. Give me a thumbs up if you're liking what I'm putting down here, and I'll be coming back at you again with some more good information. Check me out every Tuesday night, 8 p.m., YouTube Live. Bring your questions. Take care.